The first thing Nathan Carter noticed when he pushed open the polished glass door of the executive office wasn't the expensive artwork or the breathtaking skyline of Manhattan behind the floor-to-ceiling windows. It was the sound, a quiet, broken sound that didn't belong in a place filled with power and wealth. It was the soft, uncontrollable sob of someone trying desperately not to be heard. Nathan froze in the doorway. He had only come upstairs because a secretary told him the CEO wanted to see him immediately. That alone had already felt strange. Nathan was just a maintenance supervisor at one of the most powerful tech companies in the United States. A single dad who spent his mornings packing school lunches and his nights fixing broken wiring, loose pipes, and flickering lights inside a billion-dollar building. Being summoned to the office of the company's billionaire owner made no sense at all. But what he saw inside made even less sense. Sophia Langford, the woman whose face appeared on magazine covers, the billionaire founder who built Langford Dynamics into a global empire, was sitting on the floor beside her massive desk, her head buried in her arms, shoulders trembling as she cried like someone whose entire world had collapsed. Nathan had seen a lot in his life. He had survived the loss of his wife, raised his daughter alone, worked 2 jobs when money was tight, and faced more difficult days than he could count. But something about seeing the most powerful woman in the building completely shattered in silence stopped him in his tracks. Before we continue this emotional story, take a moment to like the video, comment, share it with someone who believes in kindness and second chances, and subscribe to the channel if you believe even the strongest people sometimes need someone to stand beside them. Nathan cleared his throat gently, not wanting to startle her. Sophia lifted her head quickly, wiping her face as if she had just been caught doing something forbidden. Her usually perfect appearance, the tailored suit, the confident posture was gone. Her eyes were red, her makeup slightly smudged, and for the first time Nathan realized that behind the billionaire image was simply a tired human being. He apologized awkwardly and turned slightly toward the door, assuming he had walked in on a private moment he wasn't meant to see. But before he could leave, Sophia quietly asked him to stay. Nathan stepped inside slowly, unsure what was happening. The office was enormous, filled with luxury that most people could never imagine. Yet somehow it felt colder than the small apartment Nathan shared with his 8-year-old daughter Olivia in Brooklyn. That apartment had laughter, messy homework papers, and the smell of pancakes on Sunday mornings. This office had silence. Sophia stood up and tried to regain her composure, but the sadness in her eyes remained. Nathan expected her to discuss some technical issue in the building, or perhaps ask about a repair request. Instead, she stared at him for a long moment as if trying to gather the courage to say something difficult. What she finally asked stunned him. She asked if he would help her pretend to be happy. The request was so unexpected that Nathan thought he must have misunderstood. But Sophia explained slowly, her voice heavy with exhaustion. For years she had built her company, sacrificing nearly everything else in the process. Her marriage had ended quietly, her friendships had faded, and the world only saw her as a powerful billionaire who had everything. But the truth was that behind the headlines she lived in complete loneliness. The next week she was scheduled to attend a major charity gala in Chicago where investors, partners, and media from across the country would gather. Her board of directors had been pressuring her for months about her public image, insisting she appear stable, successful, and personally fulfilled. What they didn't know was that she had just lost the last person who truly mattered in her life, her father, the man who had believed in her when she started the company from a tiny garage years earlier. His death had left a hole in her life that no success could fill. Sophia admitted something she had never told anyone. She was terrified of walking into that room alone. She had seen Nathan several times in the building over the past year. She had noticed the way he greeted everyone kindly, the way he sometimes brought his daughter to the office lobby when picking up extra shifts, the way he treated every person with quiet dignity no matter their position. She had also quietly learned about his life. His wife had died 3 years earlier after a long illness. Instead of collapsing under the weight of grief, Nathan had continued raising Olivia with patience and warmth. Every employee in the building seemed to respect him, so Sophia made an unusual request. She asked Nathan to attend the gala with her not as an employee, but as her guest. Not as a romantic partner, not as a business associate, but simply as someone who could help her stand in that room without feeling completely alone. Nathan didn't answer right away. His life was simple and predictable. His evenings were usually spent helping Olivia with homework, cooking dinner, and reading bedtime stories. Stepping into the world of billionaires, cameras, and glamorous events felt like entering another universe. But when he looked at Sophia, he didn't see a billionaire. He saw someone who was hurting in the exact same way he had hurt when his wife passed away. Loneliness recognized loneliness. So after a long moment, Nathan quietly agreed. The following week changed more than either of them expected. At the charity gala in Chicago, the ballroom sparkled with crystal chandeliers and elegant music. Wealthy guests filled the room, cameras flashed, and reporters whispered about the powerful CEO arriving for the evening. When Sophia walked in beside Nathan, something about the scene felt different. Nathan wasn't wearing an expensive designer suit. It was a simple dark suit he had bought years earlier for weddings and funerals. Yet he carried himself with calm confidence, not caring about status or money. More importantly, he treated Sophia like a person rather than an icon. He made sure she ate something during dinner. He quietly redirected conversations when reporters asked uncomfortable questions. He listened when she spoke about her father, allowing her grief to exist without trying to fix it. For the first time since her father's death, Sophia didn't feel like she had to pretend. Meanwhile, something else unexpected happened. Sophia met Olivia. A few days after the gala, Sophia invited Nathan and his daughter to lunch. Olivia walked into the elegant restaurant wearing her favorite bright yellow dress, and immediately started asking Sophia curious questions about running a company, inventing technology, and why billionaires always looked serious in photos. Sophia laughed more that afternoon than she had in months. Olivia's innocence broke through the heavy walls of her lonely world. Weeks passed, and what started as a simple favor slowly turned into a genuine friendship. Nathan never treated Sophia differently because of her wealth, and Sophia began realizing that the happiness she had been searching for wasn't hidden inside business deals or headlines. It was hidden in small moments, family dinners, honest conversations, and the courage to let people see the real person behind success. Months later, Sophia made a decision that surprised the entire company. She created a scholarship foundation in her father's name to support children of single parents pursuing education in science and technology. The first scholarship recipient was a young girl from Brooklyn who loved building small robots out of spare parts. Her name was Olivia Carter. Just before we reach the end of this story, I have a small request. Please write the word hope in the comments if you believe even the loneliest hearts can find light again. Years later, people would still talk about the mysterious night a maintenance supervisor walked into a billionaire's office and found her crying. What they didn't realize was that moment didn't reveal weakness. It revealed humanity. Nathan never became rich, and Sophia never stopped being a billionaire. But their lives changed in a deeper way. She found the family she thought she had lost. And he found proof that kindness, even from the most ordinary person, can quietly change someone's entire world. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like the video, comment your thoughts, and share it with someone who believes that compassion can transform lives. Your support helps these stories reach more people who might need a reminder that even in the quietest moments of pain,